Hi everybody. Today we're going to go over how to get the Big Nerd Ranch series Part 1 running in Visual Studio. Now I'm a .NET developer since way back and I really like Visual Studio as a development environment, and I didn't want to leave that behind when I started Alexa development. So if you're in the same boat and you want to keep your Visual Studio tooling, this is how to do it. First of all, you're going to have to install the Node.js tools. Those are here. Click on Get the Tools and go through the process. It's very straightforward. There are good instructions here. I'm not going to repeat all that. But once you have the tools, then you can go to Visual Studio, and we are going to create a new project of type JavaScript Node.js blank Node.js console app. We're going to call this Big Nerd Ranch 1. You can see our files here. If we go to a file explorer, you can see our Big Nerd Ranch here. We've got our files. Now, to get the source code from Big Nerd Ranch, let's go to the lesson itself, and if we scroll down, we've got the source code. So we're going to go to GitHub and get the source code from here. We can just clone right here, copy, and now we go back to our local folder, and we can just clone right here inside. So we clone that, everything comes out, and we're good. So now we can put that away. If we come back to our Visual Studio, you'll see here we've got that folder. It's not included. Now inside we need just about everything. We don't need the Git, we don't need the README, but just for convenience sake, you can include each one of these things individually if you like. I just include in projects the whole folder, and it's a little bit easier. One of the problems with doing things this way is that the NPM, if we look at the properties for NPM, we can see here it looks at the root of the solution. This package.json is what it's looking at. This doesn't have what we need. So what we have to do, you can either copy this file up, or you can just copy here, go into this one. If we paste here, okay, so now we're good. We save that. We look at our NPM, we see now it has all of our modules, but those modules are missing. Not a big deal. Right click, install missing NPM packages. Wait a second, you'll see our node folder show up here. There it goes. It's pulling down all our stuff, and we're okay. So now we can build. Let's go ahead and build. You don't need to build separately. You can if you like. We start, and we've got hello world. That's not what we're looking for. The problem here is that by default, Visual Studio makes app.js your runtime file, your startup file. We don't want that. We want index this to be our startup file. So we right click, set Node.js startup file. Now we hit start. We get our debugger listening, and we get all our airport info. Everything's looking good. To make sure that this is running, we want to run the unit tests. So Big Nerd Ranch has given us a bunch of unit tests in here. If we open this up, you'll see some blue squigglies. These you can ignore. Require is part of the Node.js install, and for some reason IntelliSense just can't find it. So these blue squigglies we're actually going to ignore. Describe is part of Mocha, the testing package, and these are also installed, so unfortunately we're going to have to ignore some of the blue squigglies here. To run these, what we do is we come to our Test Explorer, and we see nothing. If we do a build, we see no tests. That's because we have to come to our test file, right click, properties, and set the test node as Mocha. So once this is set, Now we can go back to our Test Explorer. We do a build, and our tests come up. If we run all, then our tests turn a happy green. And now you're running with Big Nerd Ranch Lesson 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and good luck. And there will be other follow-up videos on Big Nerd Ranch Lessons 2, etc.